Welcome back to the show, everybody. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm running solo today, and something pretty cool is I'm actually going to upload the audio to podcast version starting with this video. It's going to be available on Spotify, on iTunes. So if you want to check these out on those platforms versus YouTube, they're going to be available on both sides. So today, just wanted to introduce myself. I've done some videos beforehand. You guys probably don't really know too much about me. So I'm going to introduce myself and kind of explain to you what my life has been like and why I'm at where I'm at today, doing the things that I'm doing. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. So I was born and raised in American Fork, Utah. I grew up on a farm, a cattle farm, and an alfalfa farm, which means anybody that's been on a farm or lived on a farm or whatever understands that requires work, right? You have to learn work at a young age to be able to do the chores and to get things rolling. So for me, I'm very grateful for this. I learned work at a very, very young age. Like I said, I grew up, we had a couple hundred acres. There's lots of cows. I took care of alfalfa throughout the summer and into the fall time. And that's kind of how I started, and that's kind of how I gained my work ethic growing up. I grew up with 4 siblings, so we have 5 kids total. With my parents, bless their hearts, had 5 kids, and they had to deal with all the struggles of that. So I grew up on a farm again with this work ethic. I actually got my first quote unquote job when I was 13 years old. I did excavating for a neighbor. I started doing that because I wanted some money. I love hunting. I love fishing. I love dirt bikes. I love all that type of stuff. And anybody that knows that they get pretty expensive. So with that being said, I decided that I wanted to start working as much as I could, right? Because as a young kid, earning that money, that was my goal. That was what I wanted to. I wanted to have all these things. So I started at a young age working. I was 13 to 14 years old when I started the excavating, working for them. I did that for about a year and a half. And then I got offered a job at a butcher shop in Lehi, Utah. That butcher shop literally changed my whole entire life, right? It taught me, not only did I already have the work ethic from being raised on a farm, it gave me every bit more of work ethic that I have now. And I contribute that to not only my parents, but to that job. I worked there until I was 18 years old. All throughout high school, right? If I wasn't at school, I was working, and I was okay with that because I had some nice stuff. I built a nice truck. I had a lot of the nice hunting equipment and fishing equipment, and I had a nice dirt bike. Like it was great, right? Like that's why we work, right? We work to enjoy our lives. So about 18 years old, I decided that I was going to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I got called to the Tahiti Papeete mission, and I was out there. Anybody that knows Polynesians know that they like to eat. I also like to eat. When I left on my mission, I was 190 pounds. I ended up coming home at 240 pounds. So yes, I put on 50 pounds in the short time I was out there. So I got home. I didn't feel good, right? Like I was unhealthy. I had 50 pounds extra on me. I was anxious. I was depressed. And all in all, I just super self-conscious. And so because of that, I decided to make a change. I decided that I wanted to change who I was and what people thought of me. Growing up, I had a pretty good example of fitness and eating, and that person was my mom. My mom, she, all growing up, I know we make fun of her to this day for all the exercises and all the breathing techniques and stuff that she used to do. But she is she is literally what inspired me to kind of get my butt into gear. She Yeah, she did Weight Watchers, she did all this stuff. So when I got home, I decided, okay, I'm doing this. I'm going to lose this weight because I wanted to start meeting girls and I wanted to start dating, and B, I wanted to start feeling good about myself, right? I didn't realize how good I could feel about myself. Um, anyway, so I jumped right into it. I didn't know very much about fitness. I knew about lifting because I had lifted before. I knew about running. I didn't love running, and I didn't really love lifting at the time. I then was like, in my head, the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, well, I got to run to lose weight. So I started running, and that led to a serious passion of running. I started running and then decided, you know what? I'm going to continue to run. And then I decided I wanted to start doing endurance events. So with that being said, I started running, started, eating decent, still didn't really know about nutrition at the time. Started to implement these things into my life, and lo and behold, I started to lose weight. I started at 240 pounds during this journey, and I got all the way down to 195 pounds. So I did pretty good without really knowing exactly what I was doing. That was uncoached. That was all on my own. Um, I mean, there was ups and downs in that journey. It took me about 4 to 5 years to really kind of figure out where I was going with this. All meantime, I was running, and then I decided, okay, instead of just running, I want to start doing endurance races like I had mentioned before. So I signed up for a half marathon with the intentions of running a full marathon at the end of that year. So right before it was about a month before my race, my family got the terrible news that my brother had been diagnosed with leukemia. It was a shock, as anybody can attest that's gone through it. And he went from, I mean, looking at him, you wouldn't have ever known that he had it. He looked like the strongest, healthiest kid you'll ever meet in your life. So he got diagnosed with cancer, got sent to Huntsman's, which is a cancer institute in Salt Lake City. He got put in Huntsman's, and he was going through his treatments about the same time that I was training for this half marathon. Um, that right there is what instilled into me the need to be healthy in my life. I didn't realize how much life could mean until that moment, until I realized that, you know what, I might not have my brother after this. My brother might not make it through this. And so I promised to myself, for my family, for my future kids, for my future wife, that I would be as healthy of an individual as possible. And so that's what I did. I ran my half marathon. I trained and ran 2 full marathons after that. And now I am preparing to step on stage for the first time in my life. I was 240 pounds. I am now 178 pounds, and I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. Um, Now my goal in life is to not only teach my kids what's a healthy lifestyle and the potential that they can live up to, but is also to show people that through little tiny changes day to day that you can change. You can change your life, because you never know when your life can turn upside down. I'm happy to report that my brother is cancer free. It's been I think it's been 2 to 3 years now that he was diagnosed, and he is now cancer free and has been cancer free for over a year. And so with that, I don't take life for granted anymore. I want to be healthy, and I want to help people become healthy. So that's where I'm at. This is just the start of something unreal, and I can feel it. And so if you guys have any questions, I don't know much. I know the things that I've gone through because I'm experiencing them right now. So if you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook is Nate Lloyd. My Instagram is at NaderTaught88. My TikTok is at NaderTaught88. Look me up. I send me a DM, send me a text. I'm always here. I would love to help you start your healthy journey in your life, because I want nothing more than to spread this to every single person that can hear/see this. And so anyway, thank you for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. Again, if you haven't looked at my other videos, I highly recommend looking at them. I kind of go over the stuff that I'm doing. I'm doing macros, I'm doing meal planning, I'm doing meal prepping, and I honestly think that they could help you. If you have any questions about any of those videos, reach out. I'm here for you. So until the next time, I will see you later. Keep crushing it.